Before the video starts, hello everyone, my name is Backwood, and today I'll be doing my first video on 3 true scary stories that took place on the deep web. I hope you guys like this type of content, as it is what I've always truly wanted to do. You can let me know by hitting that like and subscribe button, but I'll stop stalling with this long introduction. Let's get started. On a lazy weekend, I was bored out of my mind when I decided to install the Tor browser. The browser UI was not very different than any other search engine, but once I was on it, I didn't know what should I search for. Then I remembered something called Red Rooms. I typed Red Rooms and hit enter, not living up to my expectations. Few rooms painted with red colored surface. It was very normal. Not the things I had heard. Some info about how to paint your room came up. After clicking a few links, when I was disappointed, I closed the browser and installed it. The rest of the day went just like that. But then, at night when I was having dinner with my family, I received a text on WhatsApp from an unknown number. I noticed it was an international number. I searched on Truecaller. Then the number was from Honduras. The text read, "Hey dear, how are you? Sorry, do I know you? It's better that you don't know me, my love. Why are you texting me? I might have something you fancy. See, I provide a service for people with different likes." What do you mean? Don't act so innocent there. I've read your search history. I know what kind of things you love to see. Not an idiot here. Stop bluffing. You visited ChatGPT at 4:16 p.m. today, didn't you? I was fucking scared when I received that text. Typing. It went for a while. When the person sent me a 32-line ciphered code, at the end it said, "Convert it into an ISO file and run it on the Tor, and you would be included in the room." Which room? I instantly blocked the number and changed all my ID passwords and was praying continuously, but the next thing that happened blew my mind. Even though I blocked them, I still received the message from the same number. Blocking won't work. Please leave me alone. I was just playing around. I don't want your services. Relax, kid. You are missing out on a lot. I should warn. Please just leave me alone. I am sorry. From that day on, I didn't receive any messages. And I didn't dare to go finding what lies in the dark corner of the internet. Let me start off by saying that it is imperative that you stay off the dark web. No matter what anyone tells you, no good can come from using it, and I'm about to tell you why. I was 15 at the time. I'd come home from school on a Friday afternoon, ready to relax, kick back, and enjoy the short break. I had started using code about a year prior, nothing too fancy, just basic Python, Java, etc., and was practicing it daily. Now, I had known about the dark web before this took place. I would sometimes buy weed off it, but that was the extent of it. This particular day, however, I decided to venture further and really take a look at the dark web. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the iceberg diagram representing the internet's content. For those who aren't, their surface web contains about 10% of the internet's content, while the deep and dark web take about the other 90%. I was ready to see what it really held. I heard stories about what goes down on the deep web: murder, inhumane torture, CP, etc. But I didn't really believe that they were all legit, so I hopped on Tor and began to see what I could dig up. I started off by going on the hidden wiki and browsing through various websites, most of which contain illegal things, such as drugs, hackers, and hitmen for hire, and lots of CP. I clicked on a random forum link which took about a minute to load. It was a forum where people could pick a topic they wanted to talk about, such as politics, dealing with mental health, etc. I noticed one of the topics was a pedo forum, and I don't even want to go into detail on what I saw there. There was one particular one that caught my eye. The link was all in red, while the rest were in black. It said, "Not for the weak, and try your own risk." Curious as to what this was, I clicked on the link, and it brought me to a forum that only had one link on the whole page. I clicked on the link, and it brought me to a chat room. I realized that nobody was saying anything in it, only sending links. This set off alarm bells in my head because I had an idea of what was on these links. I wish I had listened to my gut feeling, which was telling me to close out while you still can. However, the ignorant, curious teen took over in me, and I started setting up some protection for myself using the code I had learned. I later realized this amateur coding I did would not protect me from these advanced people with malicious intent. I clicked on a random link, and a page loaded surprisingly fast. It looked to be another chat room. I went to type hello or something, but it would not let me. I sat and began moving my mouse to go to the previous page when a noise went off. I had received a chat. The message said, "Hello, no user. I see you have found my site. Would you like to continue?" I tried typing again, but I couldn't. The next message sent chills down my back, and my hands are shaking just recalling it. It read, "No son, not the keyboard." I tried turning off my keyboard, but of course nothing worked. Another message popped up saying, "I guess I'll take that as a no." The screen suddenly changed and a video began playing. It was a black screen, but I could hear a deep male voice saying, "Unfortunately for you, you do not have a choice." I grabbed a sticky note and put it over my webcam, and the voice on the screen said, "Ah, so we're playing games now, huh?" The video then began to change, and I realized the man was taking his hand off the camera. He was a short man, maybe 5'11", but that brought me no comfort. He held up a knife and said, "Name a body part," and then for the first time noticed a cloth in the corner of the room covering something up, which I could only assume to be a body. I had had enough. I unplugged my computer and lay on the floor panting for hours until I could finally get up. I now suffer from anxiety and won't touch a computer unless I have to. Before we start, this happened just last night and tonight, and I experienced it secondhand. I will never fuck with the deep web. So I've had this friend, let's call him Tyler, for about 2 months now. We're very close, but he lives down in the south, while I'm up in the north. This whole thing started when Tyler and I were about to start up a game of Fortnite. We were waiting in the lobby, just talking, when he suddenly said he heard knocking on the window. I suggested that it was just his paranoia, but he said it was real. I started to take it more seriously when he told me that he saw someone hop his fence. So that you can visualize this situation better, he lives in a one-story home with a wooden fence. To get to his window, he'd have to go past the fence, over their board, past the bathroom, and other bedroom window. Now this happened at around 1 a.m. His siblings were all asleep, but his parents weren't. He said he'd go and tell them. He was gone for about 5 minutes, but it was definitely the longest and scariest of my life. About 2 or 3 times while I was waiting, I heard a loud and aggressive knocking at the window. I was shaking and terrified for Tyler. He came back and told me the police were called, and I told him what I heard. The police came, and the guy got away. I stayed in call with Tyler until he decided to go to bed. The police had questioned him about it, and he didn't mention me, so I wasn't questioned. The next day, we were doing the same thing, in the Fortnite lobby, just talking. He said he'd be right back and we'll go grab a soda. When he left, I felt my heart drop when I heard a distinct knocking at the window. I told him to call the cops as soon as he got back, but he didn't believe me. He thought I was joking until he heard it as well. He, despite my protests, looked outside. He said he had seen a pistol in the guy's pocket, but that's not the worst part. The worst part was that there was a van outside with 2 other guys. The cops were called again and they ran. I tried to calm Tyler down as best as I could. Then we heard knocking again, but this time at the front door. Now he was talking to me through a headset, so the knocking must have been very loud for me to have heard it. I thought it was the police, but it turned out to be one of the guys. Thankfully, he was arrested. I spent a good half hour or more talking with Tyler, trying to calm him down. He decided to go to bed. 5 minutes later he called me, telling me that they were all caught. What he said next haunts me. He said that the guys confessed they were deep web hackers who the police had been after for a while. They had gone into Tyler's computer from an unknown URL that his friend sent him. Tyler was their first victim. They were going to kill him. It shakes me every time I think of it. I can't sleep, so I decided to share this experience with everyone instead. I'll keep everyone updated if anything else happens. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.